Hello everybody and welcome back. We are back out at our property today again, and Jessica's with me. We're checking out how the pond is coming along. So they got all this graded, and I believe they have enough fill brought in here on the corner of the house. You might be able to see what we just got done doing out there. We put in the dock post, well, that will be our future dock. But I will show you that when we get out there a little bit further. Got the house over here on the right hand side, and all this clay fill has now been brought in. I think we're probably getting pretty close to having our half an acre pond dug now. So right now they're just going ahead hauling and filling in where they took the sand out of. We lucked out that the roadways held up, that they were able to get all this trucked out of here. Can't wait to see how it looks when they get done, finish grading everything, and then get that topsoil that's in these piles back here spread back over the top as well. Again, pond is looking great. Let's go ahead, run down there to the pond, check it out, and see how things are coming along. I'm going to cut to some drone video real quick here. You can see a hawk or something flying through the middle of the screen. I was just up at 400 feet in altitude checking out how the pond looked in the angle the house was to the pond. And we can see the bulldozer is down here right now, leveling off this clay, adjusting the final grade from the house out to the outskirts of where the yard will be. This is how it is current day when I'm filming this voiceover. They're actually doing framing on the house right now. First story is complete, so really exciting that the house is actually starting to take shape now. But excavating is pretty much done. They will be back again in the springtime to pull the topsoil over the top of this clay, as well as add the crushed gravel or the crushed concrete to the driveway, as well as install the septic system, and of course pull the topsoil over the top of the clay like I said. They wait to do this because when they're building this house, they're going to rut up around the house quite a bit. So there's no real sense in doing a nice final grade with topsoil until things are wrapping up on the house and almost complete. And also I think it's probably a good idea because when they're building this house, I'm sure there will be a lot of nails dropped in the dirt around it. So I don't need to go around and pick those up if we just go ahead and cover that with a good 6 inches to a foot of topsoil. No one will ever go down there and find those nails. You can see the pond way off in the distance and the dock post that we put in. You'll be seeing more of that video very soon, and the grade here in the front of the house is complete as well. At the bottom of the screen you can see a little bit of that framing that was starting to get delivered on site. Right now we're having a huge spike in the cost of wood, so good thing we were able to get our house being built before we did have that big spike. Alright, we're now out here by the pond, and a lot of work has happened the last, I don't know, day or so. So here's the dock post that Jessica and I put in and had a huge help. But the guys from Finney Trucking, make sure you go down below, go over to their Facebook page and give the guys here a like. This probably would not have been possible to get these in without them. They went ahead, lifted them up with the crane, flew them in, dropped them in the holes. I went ahead and dug the first 2 holes, got them down to 2 feet, and after that I said we'll go ahead and we'll use the excavator to dig the last 2 holes out there, put some sono tubes down, and then we just went ahead and set in the dock post. So yeah, looks really tall, and I think I was probably overestimating the depth of where the pond would be. As you can see, we're probably going to go ahead and have a little ramp up here from this side that goes right to where that first cross brace comes across, and then that will probably be level. So we'll have these, maybe like a handrail that'll help to make these a little bit longer. I will go ahead and cut those off at the height that the handrail will be. But that last X brace out there on that last beam, I'll probably go ahead and remove that and chop that level wherever this ends up being over here as well. Make them a little bit shorter because that one out there is about 20 feet and this is 16 feet, and being 2 to 3 feet in the ground, they're definitely sticking way up there. Let me jump down in the hole now and we'll take a look at how things look in here. So future plans, On this side of the dock, going right in this area, we would like to have a little bit of a beach area. So we're gonna kind of grade the sand here. We have about 2 feet of sand. We'll grade that down a little bit, start sloping it nicely that you can just go ahead and walk in gradually into the pond. We'll probably go ahead and maybe dump one more truckload of sand here that they can go ahead and spread down with the bulldozer to make a nice little layer there of that. Might as well point this out now that these might not be level. I'm gonna go ahead and level these cross braces tomorrow, but we just got them on there secured really fast so that they held this up so that we could go ahead, unhook it from the excavator, and the guys could get back to work. Also use some fast curing, 5-minute cement, so probably setting up pretty fast. I know you don't need to add water to this, but I did jump down in the bottom of the hole and hauled a few buckets of water. There's 2 bags in each one of these posts, and then I put a bag and a half on each one of these to hold it in place. I'm guessing right here at the very end of the dock, if we say the water table is going to be right below that sand, right at the top layer of the clay where we think it is, we'll probably be at about a depth of maybe 4 to 5 feet right here at the end of the dock. And then we might cantilever over a little bit of the decking out here so that people can jump off the end of the dock into the deep hole. So here is our deep hole, way down in here. And estimating the depth, so we said that this level right here was 15 feet. 15 feet from where the clay started. So if you measure from the sand, that's 2 to 3 feet of sand, that's about 18 feet. And the hole down here in the bottom, let me jump down in here. So we're saying this is 15 feet, and all the way down here in the bottom is probably about to the top of my head almost, so another 5 feet. So that makes this hole 20 feet deep. And if we measure from the top of the sand, that will be a total of 23 feet. Estimating we'll probably have 20 feet of water in this area if the water table comes to the top of the clay like we're estimating. I think it's kind of cool and interesting to look at the geology of the pond though. See a couple rocks sticking out here mixed into that clay or glacial till, whatever you want to call it. A couple bigger rocks in here, but really there isn't that many. So jump back up here now. They're kind of just sloping the pond up from that deep area over to this side, and this will be a little bit shallower over here on this side. Should be a ½ an acre pond when we get all said and done. Looks like they're kind of outlining the edge where it starts getting a little bit deeper and curving it around over here on this side. And yeah, he's pretty much almost to the end of it. So right where they went ahead and removed the sand from should be the end of the pond. So right here along that edge will be the edge or the end of the pond. So right now, like I said, they're just going ahead, trying to bail out this dirt, dumping it over there in those piles to fill in where we went and took some of that sand from. I'm not sure if the guys are going to be back out here again tomorrow. If they are, Jessica and I will surely be back out here again, checking on it. I'm guessing they probably only have one more day of digging the pond, and then it will be all finished. So really exciting times. If you watched this video this long, make sure you go down below, hit the thumbs up button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave those down below. I read every single one of them. I'm gonna go ahead, leave the GoPro here, get some of that raw footage watching this excavator just go ahead and fill the off-road dump truck, and I will include that at the end of the video as usual. This is my usual starting point when flying the drone. So we're over here on this side of the house as usual, and we can see how much clay that was hauled in. This was pretty much wrapping up the excavating work here. You can see that after this went ahead and got its final grade, you'll see more of that video at the end of this video. But I was really surprised that they were able to dig this entire pond without any water coming in it. There's just a couple inches in the very bottom yet, and we can see the dock post that Jessica and I set over here with the help of the excavator. Looks like they're pretty straight. We put a level on them and they were straight before and after dumping the concrete in and curing, so they should be good. Again, let us know in the comments down below what you think we should do with these. If we should put a zip line from the top of that last one over the center of that deep hole or whatnot. I also need to go ahead and install a trail camera out here to be able to record time-lapse video of this pond filling. I'm sure it will happen pretty fast once we get springtime and a lot of the snow starts to melt, but I'm thinking of attaching that trail camera to that dock post, getting it a little bit elevated up in the air so that I'm able to see into the bottom of the pond. And then as it starts to fill, it could happen overnight, but you never know. Hopefully it happens slowly and I will be able to get some nice time-lapse video. The pond was almost complete here in this drone shot. You can see there's just that last little corner where the excavator is sitting that needs to be pulled out, and where the off-road dump truck just dumped that's where they ended up pulling out a little bit more of that sand to fill in the driveway. For some reason I lost the audio here on the GoPro clip. This was the end of the day though. The bulldozer was just going ahead leveling off all that clay so that it didn't go ahead and freeze and create big chunks when they went and did this the next day. So that's pretty much our final grade on the house. So this side is a little bit steeper, which we are alright with. This will be the side that our master bedroom is on, overlooking out the side of the pond. I can't wait until the second story is on our house. We'll be able to go up there and then kind of get a perspective as to what it will be looking like overlooking the pond, as well as when springtime comes around and this topsoil dirt is leveled off the rest of the way. We're reaching the end of the video, so as usual I'm going to leave you with this raw video. If you haven't though yet, make sure you go down below, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave any questions and comments you have down below. I'm sure there's been a ton of people that have been really liking all this dirt moving that they've been seeing, and it is not finished yet. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.